Here's your daddy.
My hat's off to you, lady. Good job. We'll see you in the hereafter. Viva Austin, Texas!
Take a sip, take a rib. Once you live, just double click. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy G Show. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Now type it in, take it in. Where do I begin? He's really funny, and he's not really thin. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy, Big Daddy. It's the Big Daddy G Show.
Dude, you gotta try the queso with the taco meat, man. It's delicious.
Really? That's a book on how to make Mexican martinis. I've got the recipe right here. Y'all try that. Share it.
Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Daddy's home.
Here's your daddy. What? Boom. Are we on? Hey kids, welcome to the Big Daddy G Show. I'm the Big Daddy G. I've got a few things I want to talk to you about before we start the show. First of all, my flask is almost empty. So today is somebody's birthday, and his name is. I'm gonna put his hat on because he gave me a hat. So I'm gonna put it on. If you guys don't know Joe James, you gotta Google him. He's out of Austin, Texas. Awesome, awesome, awesome musician, singer. You're just gonna fall in love with this guy. So Joe James, happy birthday. You you. There, did you get that? Let me do that. To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe James. Happy birthday to you. All right. We love you, Joe James. Come back anytime you want. All right. What else have I got to talk about? Oh, so I'm on the phone in the car on the way over here in the limo. I was sitting, and somebody asked me, "What are you listening to?" You know, and so I decided, I haven't told Sharron about this yet, but I'm going to tell him about it now so he knows. I'm going to start a little quick segment before we start the show. What did I listen to on the way to the studio? So this is what I was listening to, and if you guys have not heard this band before, they're out of San Antonio and they play in Austin all the time. You have to listen to this band. It's called Slowly Grace. I'm not sure what camera can we do a close-up over there, Savvy? Here we go. Savvy's going to do a quick close-up here. Dun, dun, dun. And this is their album. They autographed it for me. The band's called Slowly Grace, and dude, if you need some comfort music, you know, this is it right here. So check them out, Slowly Grace. All right, a couple other things I wanted to talk about. First, I'm wearing a button here. This is Jordan. I don't know, Jordan was an actor here in Austin. I don't know. And Sabby's going to do Sabby's going to do a close-up on camera one. Can you do that? There you go. And that's Jordan. And Jordan passed away about a month ago. And super awesome guy, man. Great actor. Anyway, we miss you, Jordan. You're an awesome person. And we miss you, dude. So, okay. I have a couple of the things that I want to talk about. One of the things, and this is a little more serious. I was out partying at a hotel a couple of days ago, and some of you will understand what I mean that I ended up having the munchies. So, my driver was, shall we say, incapable of driving anything. So I walked to a convenience store and bought a bunch of stuff. And I met a little guy there, 19-year-old guy that was working there, and he said that I heard him over talking to his friend there at the store. They had like a little table where you could sit down and talk and eat lunch or whatever. And I heard him say, "Oh man," you know, his friend say, "Dude, you're gonna cheat on her?" He said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna cheat on her. You know, dude, I want to go and experience things." And so I kind of stuck my nose where it didn't belong. But I told him, I said, "Dude, why don't you be the man that she is going to respect for the rest of her life and tell her, look, things aren't working out. Things, you know, I want to see other people, and do that before you do it, before you go see other people, before you even go out on a date with somebody else. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not happy, then try to fix it. If you can't fix it, then, you know, if you're not happy, you're going to make them unhappy, and then you're both going to be unhappy, and then the dogs are going to be unhappy, and the fish, and everybody's going to be unhappy. So, you know, be the man, the respectful man and woman. If you're not happy in a relationship, then just tell the person, dude, it's not working out. Man. Yeah, dude, they will respect you for the rest of their lives because you did that. One of the things I asked my father a long time ago, I said, I asked him, I said, do you think people that have hate in their heart will be able to get into heaven, or, you know, wherever we go next? And he said, would you let somebody that had hate into your home? So if you have hate in your heart for other people because of their color or their religion or whatever, then you need to fix that, because otherwise, you know, I wouldn't let you in my house if you were a hateful person, you know. And who knows, maybe whoever you worship, whoever you worship or talk to or whatever, dude, they're not going to let you in their home, you know, if you have hate in your heart. So think about that. Fix the hate in your heart. It's not worth it, man. It's like taking poison to hurt somebody else. So, all right. I encountered a very disturbing video. And Graham, if you're watching now, please call Doug Gray and Charles Wright and tell them that they need to be watching right now, because I found a very disturbing video. And if you have, kids, if you have a weak stomach, don't watch this video. Close your eyes, leave the room. You're not going to be well after this. Tyrone, can we roll that film? There it is. That is scary. That is very scary. I know. I wasn't well for about 3 days. I had to drink almost twice as much after I saw that video. Yeah. So Tyrone, can we show it one more time for the kids that missed it? Okay, there's Doug and Charlie skiing down a mountain. That's our fearless leader there in the front, and Charlie in the back there. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to have to smoke a lot of organic cigarettes after that, seeing that again. All right, so I think we're going to another clip or something, Turn. We'll be back in 1 minute. Take a puff, a rip, or a sip with Bobby, Sharron, and Tony. Come on back.
Take a sip, take a rip. Once you live, just double click. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy G Show. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Now type it in, take it in. Where do I begin? He's really funny, and he's not really thin. It's the Big Daddy G Show.
How'd it go?
It's the Big Daddy G Show.
Hey, Tony, what's your last name, or do you just want me to say Tony? Tony Park. Tony Park, okay. Tony. All right, kids, we're back. All right, so we have Bobby, Sharron with the Cobra Cast, and they're an amazing podcast out of Georgetown, Texas. And me and Tyrone were up there and did one of his shows a while back, and he didn't throw us out. So that was pretty cool. So please help me welcome Bobby and learn about his podcast. And dude, you're gonna love this guy. So please help me welcome Bobby Sharron. How you doing, Bob? Pretty good, man. Yeah, we're having food.
We got the intro and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Greatest intro ever made.
There you go, right there. The greatest intro ever made. All right, so Mr. Bobby Sharron, tell us a little bit about Bobby. Where are you from, first of all?
Originally,
where were you born?
From Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Moved to Austin area in 1991, so I've been here about 30 years.
Wow.
And anyways, the podcast started, the first episode was September 20th of 2016.
Okay.
It's still rolling strong, and Tony and Park and myself are doing shows now, and we got a big show coming up January 25th,
Okay.
CobraCast Birthday Bash Slamboree over at Come and Take It Live.
Nice. And where's that going to be?
Come and Take It Live.
Come and Take It live.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is that a bar or?
Oh yeah, it's a venue in town.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry. And where is it located?
If you know where the old back room was,
Mm-hmm.
and what's it called? Emo's East now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Riverside Drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. I've been
Yeah.
there many times.
It's going to be a massive show.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the biggest local shows of the year. So
Okay. How many bands are going to be there, and like what bands are going to be there?
I'm just going to go down the list. So I mean,
Okay.
it's starring Dangerous Toys,
Okay.
Dirty Worms, 333, Madam Radar, who used to be the Texas KGB,
Nice.
Blackheart Saints, what do you call it? Rock Holiday. The School of Rock Kids
Nice.
are going to be opening the show, and
Nice.
also 99 Crimes is going to be on it.
Wow.
So,
And what's it gonna cost to get in?
general admission's $20 again.
Okay.
Day of the show will be $25, and then we have
Okay.
VIP packages. But if you go on the invite on Facebook, it has all the info and everything on there. So it's a Cobra Cast Birthday Bash Slamboree starring Dangerous Toys.
Nice.
It's
Well,
easy to find.
Okay. So let's we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's find out a little bit more about Bobby, because a lot of people just know you from the podcast.
Yeah.
But they don't know anything about you. You know, like a little bit personally about you, and a lot of times people will make a connection if they know a little bit about you. Like, do you come from a big family or a small family? And
There's like 3 kids in my family.
Okay.
We all live all over the United States, and but I originally moved here for music. I was a drummer. Still play a little bit, but I was a drummer back in the day.
nice. And,
And-
how old were you when you started playing drums?
About 5.
About 5.
Yeah, I'll be 52 next week. So
Wow. Oh, you're still a baby.
yeah, I don't know about all that, but
So you were 5, and did you have actual drums, or were you just doing pots and pans? Or?
started off on like pots and pans, and then like any other kid, just built a drum set, and then finally got sort of more professional kind of a kit or whatever. But
And were you like in like the high school
I
band?
did marching
or anything?
band, symphony,
Oh,
jazz
nice,
band. I
dude.
did all that stuff. I
Nice.
still can read music to this
Nice.
day. I mean, I'm
Awesome.
But I just I still don't have like a I mean, like a guy like like Tony. He'll be coming up here in a little bit. I work better behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I love doing what I do now.
Right.
And I get more, I have more popularity and more,
Right.
recognition I ever did as a musician.
Right.
Because there's guys, in the way that I look at it, I was at like this level, and the guys I was going up against were this level.
Right.
So it's like, what, you kind of have to look at yourself and say, am I going to be able to make it in this business? And at the time it was, the music industry back in the 90s was way different than it is now.
Yeah.
The music was different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally changed. So I kind of just walked away from it.
Right.
But I still knew all these people in the scene. So I said, got into the podcasting through comedian friends out in California, and and started the podcast 4 years ago, and I love it. I have a great time doing it. Now we're branching out doing these big shows, and I mean,
Awesome. Well, dude, tell us a little bit about. Is Mom and Dad watching tonight? Do you know?
probably not.
No. Brothers and sisters, are they watching?
Like I said, they're all over the United States.
Yeah.
It's who knows? We'll have to probably watch a rerun.
Well, they
So-
can. Kids, if you want to watch this, you can live stream it through Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter also. So we're live streaming through all of those. So
I'm waiting for Instagram myself. So.
if you know his mom and dad or his brothers and sisters, call them right now and tell them. All right. So any dogs or cats?
One cat.
One cat.
Yeah.
And what kind of cat is she? Or he or she?
It's a he.
And
Jake. Jake's
Jake.
our cat.
Okay.
So
And how long have you had Jake?
about a year. Well, actually, my girlfriend's had it forever. She moved in with me, and so I'm the stepdad to the cat. So
And so why did? Oh, is it her cat?
it's her
or-
cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's sort of it's our cat.
Yeah.
It's our cat now.
Well, dude, cats are so cool. I like cats.
Yeah.
Sophie's got like 900 of them.
Well, that's a lot of cats. Cat lady.
A cat lady. There you go. But okay, and you moved to Georgetown.
Yeah, I
not
moved to
so long
Georgetown
ago.
like in I'm trying to remember 2001.
Okay.
It was right after 9/11 I moved in.
Okay, and why Georgetown? Why not Round Rock?
More bang
or-
for the buck.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, because
right
the
now,
real estate in Austin at the time was
Yeah.
crazy, and you could get
Yeah.
way more for your money up there. So
Yeah.
So
Dude, that's true. Right now, Georgetown's got
Yeah.
really good real estate deals.
oh yeah,
So,
we can get into
yeah.
all that, but I don't think your audience want to hear about all that stuff. So
Well, we went to your house.
That's
Me
right,
and
you did,
Sharron
yeah.
went to your house and
had a great time.
whew, man, got pretty toasted there. Had an awesome time. Beautiful house.
Thank you.
and really nice neighborhood, beautiful house. And I didn't see the cat though. Where was the cat?
I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
where the cat was that day. I got to
Okay.
say one thing. You know, G was the first guy ever to drive up to my podcast. I've done almost 300 episodes in a big white limousine.
Yeah.
So this thing rolls up. This thing rolls up to my house, and I'm like going. I didn't know what was going on. If like you rented it or you come to find out it was his. So
Yeah.
the first guy.
Well, it belongs to the production company.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
The one and only. The
Yeah.
one and only. And at the time, I think he was looking for. You were looking for a driver, weren't you?
Yeah.
'Cause the guy you had-
yeah, I have a driver now, but he's visiting his parents right now. So
Well, sounds
wherever
nice.
you are, Aaron, hope you're doing good. Or he might be in jail.
Well, that's not good.
So anyway, no, but he did text me. But there's bail money if you're in jail. We used to get Tay out of jail all the time. But she was our state. I'm just kidding. We love Tay. We love Tay. All right. So, do you have any kids?
No,
No kids. Okay.
never been married.
Never been married.
No, not yet.
Okay. But you're in love.
Yes,
Yeah. There you go.
I'm in love.
Well,
That's how it
dude,
works.
You never know. Things can happen.
Things can happen. You know how it is.
Yeah.
One of these days you fall in love and that's it. You know.
Dude, what do?
You got to find someone as messed up as you are and settle down. That's how
Oh,
it is.
dude, no, you don't want somebody like
No,
me.
you got to find someone as messed up as you are.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
both messed
I
up
see what you
together.
mean.
You know what I'm saying? Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I have my own key to Twin Liquors, the store near my house. I have my own key to get in anytime I want. So thank you guys. They're so awesome.
I need to get a.
But-
I got to drop the sponsor of my podcast is Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery, and I wish I had a key to their place. So up in what do you call it? Spicewood.
Yeah.
But,
well, we had some of that.
Oh, you did? I
the
think-
cinnamon.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the Iron Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some good stuff.
Woo,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Dude, it was good.
Grab you by the boo boo, I'll tell you. Yeah.
What's the name of the company again?
It's Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery, and they're out of Spicewood, Texas.
Iron Wolf Ranch
And
say it one more
Distillery.
time.
Iron Wolf Ranch and Distillery,
And they're in where?
Spicewood,
In Spicewood.
Texas.
Folks, it's a good booze, man.
Yeah,
Check
and
it
actually
out.
they're going to be sponsoring the show over Come and Take It Live on
nice.
January 25th. So,
Nice.
and
Hell yeah.
there'll be a lot of Iron Wolf flowing that night.
And that's July 25th.
January 25th.
January 25th. I'm sorry.
and a half
January
weeks.
25th. January 25th, and this is the year 2020.
2020.
So don't go out there, in 5 years and think it's going to be there. So this is 2020. So, but is this the first annual or have
Third.
you-
It's the third one.
annual?
Yeah.
Awesome. And are you always having it there at that place?
We did it last year. The headliner was Push Monkey last year, Tony's old band.
Yeah.
And had a great crowd. But we're just trying to build it bigger and bigger every year. And I mean,
Yeah.
this might be the last year we do it at Come and Take It Live. We have a bigger venue next year. We don't know.
Nice.
We get
Well,
1 year at a time.
Tony, aren't you in the band 331 or something like that?
333.
333. Oh, dude, really?
That's him.
Dude, I really like that. Well, I like the numbers anyway, 333.
Yeah.
My friend Zach has them tattooed on his arm, 333. But anyway, well, dude, I'm really glad that you came by and
Thanks for
and
having us.
sharing with us. Tell us a little bit about your podcast now. Like, what kind of people do you normally have, other than us nuts? But what kind of people do you normally have on your show? Why would somebody who's never seen your show want to come and listen to your show?
Well, the thing with my podcast is a lot of, and I'm going to say this, and this is going to probably hurt a lot of feelings, but a lot of podcasts I listen to, I get really kind of bored with because it doesn't really entertain me. I'm a really kind of a crazy, weird guy, and I'm like childlike, and I like child stuff. I look at, and you could ask anybody that's been on it, it's real laid back. It's a cross between like Howard Stern, Jerry Springer, I don't know, just just that kind of talk radio. And in the beginning, it was the thing where I was going to have everybody, all different walks of life and styles and everything else, and it just kind of rolled into this music podcast. And I've had comedians on. Actually, Ty Nguyen, it's going to be here tonight. He's been on a couple, 2-3 times. Good
Nice.
buddy of mine.
Yeah.
But
Awesome guy.
I've had comedians on there. I've had relationship experts on there. I've had, of course, musicians.
Right.
But it's mostly a musician podcast.
Okay.
But it's all, I try to keep it Austin local-based musicians.
Nice. Nice.
I could expand my, my fan base, but I just kind of, by getting more, national people. But I'm kind of concentrating on the local Austin people. So
Well, I heard your name mentioned on Joey Diaz's podcast.
Joey D is a good buddy of mine.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And if you guys don't know who Joey Diaz is, Church of What's Happening, but he's also knows a guy named Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yeah. He's one of Joe Rogan's best friends, yeah.
I love Joe Rogan. He's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Joey's
too.
blowing up
Yeah.
right now. He's actually, he just filmed, he wrapped the new Sopranos movie.
Nice.
It's a prequel, so that'll be out next year. If you watch on Netflix, there's a show called The Degenerates, and it's comedians, but it's like half-hour specials of different comedians. He has his own half-hour on there. He's been in a ton of movies, and I mean, if you watch the what do you call it? What was the movie with Adam Sandler, the prison movie? What's that? Longest Yard. Yeah, he's in The Longest Yard also. At the time, he weighed 400 pounds. He's down to like 300 now, but
Wow.
yeah, but he's been all over the place. He's a great comedian.
Nice.
He's a good buddy of mine. I love him to death. His birthday's in a couple weeks, so
Nice.
you know.
Well, happy birthday in a
Yeah.
couple of weeks.
actually it's in February. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Couple weeks, yeah.
happy birthday in February.
Yep.
So, okay. Well, have you ever owned a dog?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of dog did you have?
I had, I mean, growing up, I had tons of dogs, but for my own personal dogs, I had these two little Papillon dogs. How I got those things was my sister, not my sister, my brother's wife used to breed them. So when I bought my house, you know, one came as a housewarming gift.
Oh.
And then that one got lonely, so I had to go get the other one. The other
Yeah.
one came in, you know.
Yeah, you got to get another one. If you got one, you got to get another one because they got
Yeah.
to keep each other company.
So we got
and
the cat
fight
now,
with
it's
each
good.
other.
That's all we
Yeah.
need. We don't need any more than that.
No more.
No.
All right. And,
What's up, buddy? Tied to wins in the house.
all right. So, what sign are you on the zodiac?
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Oh, dude. Nice.
My birthday's next week.
Oh, happy birthday next week, dude.
14th.
Awesome. Dude, one of my best friends is a Capricorn. Michael.
Is he a nut job or what?
Oh, he's crazy.
Yeah, they're all crazy.
Michael, he's
Capricorns
up
are
in
nuts.
Portland, Oregon. Yeah. Sweetest guy you ever want to meet. Super, super nice people, Capricorns. So, all right. Well, kids, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, man.
And
This has been great.
we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with Tony Park. Please stay tuned. We'll be back
The
in
man.
1 minute. Take a puff, a rip, or a sip.
You can't be doing it while I'm drinking. Okay, sorry. Oh, hey kids. Welcome to the Big Daddy G Show. We're on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. on
Channel 16.
Or you can stream it.
thebigdaddyg.com. Adios.
Adios.
Adios. That was perfect. It's what we do.
Good enough.
Good enough.
90%. Still an A.
I hope, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.
Worries. Okay, so next we're going to bring in Mr. Tony Park. So please help me welcome Tony Park. And we magically made this cup appear.
Yeah, if you were looking before,
Yeah.
just appeared.
Nice. All right, so Mr. Tony Park, tell me a little bit about Tony. Where are you from, first of all? Originally, where were you born?
I was born in Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
a Midwesterner,
Nice.
but I moved to Texas when I was 5.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm pretty much a transplanted Texan.
Yeah. Well, you like hitchhiked to Texas?
I did.
or-
No, yeah, I hopped on a bus with my mom. We had a banana and a roll of quarters, and
There
that's
you
how
go.
we came to Texas.
Nice. So,
Banana roll of quarters.
I like that one. Do your
banana or-
parents? Do your
Can't
parents
tell
still?
them and ask me which one we ate first.
Do your parents still live in Austin? or in
Well, my
Texas?
dad's gone,
Okay.
but my mom,
Yeah.
she lives here in
Awesome.
Austin.
Awesome. What's mom's name?
Her name is Shannon.
Shannon. Is she
Probably,
watching?
probably watching. Hey, Mom.
Hi, Shannon.
She's probably
He's on TV.
sharing and watching. She's
Yeah.
one of my biggest promoters.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's
awesome.
good at that.
Awesome. Well, Sharron, we need lots of help. So if you can help us, help us. But okay, so you came to Austin when you were 5, and so tell us about this jacket. First of all, I got to throw in this jacket. Look at this, how beautiful this jacket is, dude. Isn't that
My
awesome?
fancy dinner jacket.
Woo! That is nice. I'm going to
Thank
borrow
you.
that. We'll have to
Yeah, I
stretch
brought
it,
you
but
one.
yeah.
It's out in the car.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll leave
nice.
it. I'll leave it. We'll get it later.
Nice, nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Mr. Tony Parks.
Man,
Let's see. Let's start with the zodiac thing because
Okay,
that's a big thing
okay.
with our audience.
I'm a Scorpio,
Oh,
but I'm a
nice.
Scorpio Rising, which is the other band here in Austin.
Yeah.
And I'm a Scorpio House. So I'm a triple Scorpio.
Wow. What does that mean? Triple.
So I guess you have your main sign, your rising sign, your house sign. I don't really know. I'm not
Okay.
an expert in astrology, but I was told by someone who read my charts and stars that
Yeah.
I was a triple Scorpio. So
Yeah.
watch out.
Well,
That's what
dude,
they
I
told me
had
to
my
watch out.
chart read one time just like that, and I never understood why she needed my PIN number. But later on, a few days later, I realized why she needed my PIN number. Yeah, I was like, how does that help you? You know, but okay, so Scorpio, November what?
November 10. I just had a birthday.
Oh, wow.
Just
dude.
recently.
Well,
so-
happy birthday.
So I went to birthday song. too.
I'm a Scorpio. Sabby's a Scorpio.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it's scary in here right now. 3 Scorpios. All right, so tell me, what do you do?
I'm the singer for the band 333 here in Austin. I also was, my kind of claim to fame prior to that was I was the singer for a band Push Monkey, who
Nice,
in the late 90s, early 2000s was signed to Arista Records,
Yeah.
toured the country. Godsmack opened up for us, Kid Rock opened up for us, and then of course those guys. Well, those guys went on to be big stars, and we did okay.
Nice. Well,
So
tell
that's
us,
how that goes.
tell us a little bit about that. What was it like? I mean, because you were touring.
Oh, yeah.
What was it like? Was it really, party? Or
Well, I think for some, like
Yeah.
we toured on Ozfest in 1999.
okay.
And so some of the bands did, like, Slipknot was on that tour, and those guys partied a lot.
Yeah.
We were a lot more focused on the business. Push Monkey was a lot more, we were a little bit, we were really focused, so we didn't drink a whole lot. We drank a little bit, but we didn't party down like we probably should have. And if I had it to do over again,
You would have.
I'd do it different.
Well, dude, I get invited to parties all the time and to go see bands and stuff like that. And I can't make them all, and I try to, but
course.
I can't make them all. But if I did the right, or certain drugs, I won't say the right drugs, but if I did certain drugs, I probably could do that. But I won't, because I like my heart a little bit, not a lot, a little bit. So, okay, how did you get into music? Like, how old were you? What did you start playing?
I've always been a musical person. I was in high school band. I
Nice.
played the trumpet and, learned music. Kind of like what Bobby was saying earlier.
Yeah.
I read music and I know how to do all of that. Music theory, I understand it and took it and studied it. But when I went to college, I went to UT and I had some friends. Yeah, here.
Oh, wrong way. There we go.
That's it. T-sipping.
Yeah.
And I had some friends that were starting up a little band. I lived at the 21st Street Co-op.
Okay.
And they started up a little band, but the singer guy wouldn't ever show up because that's the thing you do when you're a singer is you show up late or whatever.
Yeah.
And so finally, I just said, "Well, hey, I'd love to try out for the band." And I went down there, and they were working on a little song, and it was the first song they'd ever written. The band was called Billy Pilgrim, and they hadn't really finished the song. They just sort of had a little chord progression. And I said, "Give me a minute." And I ran upstairs to my room because we all lived in the co-op there. They had rooms, and I wrote out a set of lyrics and then brought them back down, and sang them to the little tune that they had made. And we wrote a song in like 30 minutes.
Wow.
So they were kind of like, "Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy for the job. And yes, you're hired." And that band was the genesis of what became ultimately Push Monkey.
Wow.
So it went from
Nice.
knowing 3 little guitar chords and a scribbled out lyric on a notepad to touring on Ozfest in 1999 and doing the Woodstock in '99, and opening up for the list of bands that we've played with is crazy. Like
And what do you
Kiss.
think? I like Kiss.
Yeah.
I was just listening to him a couple of days ago. Here's a cup of water for you that magically appeared. But
I know a guy.
for the people that are listening and have bands, because we have a lot of bands that watch the show. What do you think was the difference between your band, and Kid Rock? What was the difference? What worked for him and didn't work for you? What can they do to make sure they don't go down that road?
I
know
don't.
what I mean?
I wish that I could answer that question with any level of true predictability, but the problem is you kind of can't. And when you're chasing pop culture and what's hot or what's not, sometimes it's a bit of a luck of the draw. It's timing. When Kid Rock came out, they had their first single. It was Bull God, and it did okay. And it was out the same time our first single was, which was called Hand Slide, and we actually charted above Kid Rock.
Nice.
Right, we got up to 22 on Billboard, and I think he was 24 or something like that. Right neck and neck. But then they came out with the song "Ball with the Ball," ball with the ball, to bang, boogie, boogie, diggy with the boogie, all that. Anyway, so that song just blew up.
Yeah.
Right, just took them over the top, and the album went platinum, and it was #1 for weeks on the charts and stuff like that. So they just happened to they released a song that hit. Right. Similar with Godsmack was another band that we played with a lot, and they had that whatever, I'm doing the best I ever did, go away, that song.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I don't think you have to do licensing credit or whatever for that.
No, good.
We're good? Okay.
We'll send a check.
Yeah, no problem, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll sign whatever. But anyway, they, that song just, week over week, the crowds grew and grew and grew and grew, and that song got bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden they announced they were platinum, and they had they're in a bus, and we had a nicer bus, and then they had an equally nice bus, and then they had a bus with a trailer with motorcycles in it, and then it was like, all right, you guys are making it. So that's just how it goes. Sometimes, we were in the right places.
Yeah.
We were on the right tours. We had Lone Wolf Management, which is ZZ Top's management. We had Arista Records, which is Whitney Houston, Barry Manilow, many of the big stars. So we had a lot of the right things in place. We were on Melrose Place, the show.
Yeah.
So a lot of cool things happened for Push Monkey. It was great.
Yeah.
But I guess just the song didn't go far enough, or it just didn't happen.
Okay.
And we released another one, and it did okay, and another one it did okay, and then
Well, dude,
then it was done. That run was done.
You're still in a great band now, I mean.
333 is, so I left music for 5 or 6 years to kind of be a dad, and I hung it up. I had beat my head against that wall for 20 some years.
Right.
So I left music, and then I came back to it, and 333 was sort of my project of love.
Yeah.
It's, 333 is a union of mind, body, and spirit, right, for me, and I know you mentioned the 333 and the tattoo and stuff like that, so it seems like that might resonate a little with you.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's in your heart. Music's in your heart. So no matter, you love your kids, but music's in your heart too. So it's
it was
like
calling. It's something I have to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
So what kind of advice would you give some kid that's out there, teenager or even 20, 30, 40-year-old guy that wants to be in a band or wants to start a band? What kind of advice would you give them to get their foot in the door?
I'd say a couple things. One, write good songs. And the way you know you have a good song is if other people like it, not if you like it.
There you go.
It's important to listen to your crowd and listen to your fans and kind of go, I really like this song, but I can play this song in my room all day long. That's fine. But if you go and perform it live and nobody responds to it, show after show, it's like, okay, well, that might not be that great of a song.
Right.
Try another one.
Right.
And when you start writing good songs, then you might have something. The other thing I would say is support. Right? The other thing I would say is support the other bands. Bobby and I have, for a couple of years now, we've focused a lot on trying to build the local Austin music scene again. And back in the 90s, it was a really great scene.
Yeah.
Bands played together, everybody was very supportive. We were all at each other's shows. Vallejo, who's going to be on the show also on the 25th.
Nice.
they would be at our shows, we'd be at their shows, Joe Rockhead and or Ugly Americans and or Bob Schneider, depending on which version of his, stuff. We'd all be at each other's shows and we'd be supportive.
Right.
And I would suggest that younger bands now, if you're kind of getting started, don't just go to your show and do your thing and then leave. Look at what else is out there, be a part of the scene, talk to people, introduce yourself to other folks, get to know kind of who's out there doing the work too.
Right.
And I think we can all maybe do like Seattle did in the 90s, where those guys were all playing a lot of the same venues and playing together, and all of a sudden they all took off.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice to have that happen for Austin music?
Right. Well, dude, that's true. I mean, we help bands, we help comedians, we help, we give them, airtime so that they can better themselves and they can follow their dream. And, maybe it'll be a little kickstart for them. Because somebody's going to be watching tonight and they're going to be a longtime fan, of your podcast. And they're going to watch your band and they're going to go see your band, and that's what it is. If we help each other, Mark Katz, used to own Katz is here. He's a friend of mine, and he said the more you give, the more you're going to get back.
I think there's truth to that.
And I think that's so true. And we're proof, that the more you give, the more you're going to get back.
Well, and kudos to Bobby and CobraCast because he's done so much to help glue together a lot of the bands that we kind of see each other, but now we all. Yeah. We all have this one forum, and thank you for having us on too.
Oh, no worries.
Right? But we have now forums like CobraCast and podcasts and things like that where, if you look at Austin radio, it used to be very supportive of local music.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, radio's kind of gone a different direction and just doesn't do that so much anymore. And so now it's up to folks like Bobby and podcasts and things to find a new place for artists to do their thing.
You had a band called American Gypsy Band.
Yeah, it wasn't my band, but it was on the podcast.
Oh yeah, they've been on a couple times.
Yeah,
they're
good
friends.
I love those guys, man. They're awesome, man.
Guys.
Whew, man, can they play? And when they're out there playing, man, people are dancing. There was something along the lines that you said that if you watch when you're playing, if you're not getting a reaction, then don't play that song anymore. Save it for some other time or something. But there was a musician, a black musician, I don't remember his name. It might have been Ray Charles or I can't remember his name. But he said, if you can get them dancing, if you can get them to shake their booty, is what he said. I think it was Little Richard. It might have been Little Richard. If you can get them to shake their booty on the dance floor, then you've got a song. And
yep, I agree.
So yeah. So dude, that was there might have been James Brown. So that advice you gave was really, really awesome. I just have one other question for Bobby, which is
what me and do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that have thought about starting a podcast. What kind of advice could you give them, and what not to do, what to do, what not to do, to help them get started?
Tony will tell you the same thing. With my podcast, it's really different because I do audio, which is on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. It's on like 25, 30 different podcast sites.
Wow.
But I also do a video, do the Facebook Live and also, YouTube. Waiting for Instagram to pop up, and I'll hit that one too.
Nice.
So my thing is that it's like audio-visual kind of an experience, For advice, I mean, just, it's going to sound cliche, but man, just don't give up.
Right.
Because what the deal is, there's, at last count, there's over 750,000 podcasts out there.
Wow.
Okay, but the main thing is, not many, but most podcasts don't last 20 episodes.
Right.
Because people, they get their first 10 episodes, they look at the numbers going, man, I only got 2 downloads today, or I didn't get any downloads today.
Yeah.
And they just give up.
Right.
With me, I've been having this kind of up and down kind of thing, and he'll tell you the same thing.
Yep.
For at one point, I wanted to quit because I was just thought I was beating my head against the wall with it. But then it started kind of picking up steam.
Talked him out of it.
Started picking up steam and everything, and now, I mean, we're building these fantastic shows, and if we, to put a show together for the normal person, to get those kind of bands to play on one show would take sometimes months. It took us like a day and a half to get all those bands to say yes to it. You know?
There you go.
But all I can say is just don't give up, because I said, you know, most podcasts don't last 20 episodes. I'm hitting 300 here pretty soon.
Awesome.
Over, you know, 4 years.
Awesome.
You know?
Well, you're going to be on 333, right? Episode
We've
333.
been talking about that
That's
since
the
the
plan.
beginning.
That's
You know,
the
and it's
plan.
like,
Nice, dude. Nice.
so whatever
Gotta
that
get there.
whatever that rolls in, we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna do it at the studio. I'm thinking about maybe doing it like on a location someplace.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll do it at Iron Wolf. We'll do it up there.
Oh, dude.
We'll do it
I
up there.
will
Do an
go.
acoustic thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
right.
go.
Oh,
So
yeah.
check it out.
If we're near
And
a
we will
distillery,
stay.
I will be there, and I will stay. Yeah.
We'll stay over.
I have a blanket and a pillow in the back.
Yeah,
of
you're
the
gonna need
limo.
it.
So yeah. And there's what, I'm sorry?
They have a camper too.
I have-
Tony broke the bed, so
Oh.
in the camper. So
I have 2 campers, so I'll bring
We
one
weren't
for
the ones
you.
making noise. Huh?
Well, thank you so much for coming, Tony.
Yeah, so can
And,
we plug the show one more time?
Sure, we need to
please
plug
do,
this thing.
please do.
January 25th.
January 25th.
Coming up in 2.5 weeks. Come and take it live. It's the Cobra Cast Birthday Bash Slamboree featuring or starring the Dangerous Toys and many, many other amazing local bands and Austin bands.
we got to go through the bands. I got to give them some props. Okay. Dirty Worms, Vallejo, 333, Madam Radar, School of Rock, Black Heart Saints, Rock Holiday, and 99 Crimes.
And of course, the Mighty Dangerous Toys.
And the Mighty Dangerous Toys right at the end. Midnight.
If they were going to Google it, what would they Google?
This Cobra Cast Birthday Bash Slamboree.
There you go.
Or Cobra Cast Dangerous Toys, and it'll come right up.
Cobra Cast Dangerous Toys.
Right.
Ta-da!
Get your tickets now.
Get your tickets now, dude. I mean, they're cheap. Get them now.
Well, and we have, if you on Facebook, PM Tony Parker, Bobby Sharron, because we have for the rest of the week we have paper tickets, which don't have those online fees. So we'll actually work it out and kind of coordinate with you if you want to kind of meet us somewhere.
some
We'll
money.
get you, save you a little bit of that fees money. We
Awesome.
can do it via paper ticket. Once those are done and we're running out, we're getting to the end of those. Once that shuts off, it's going to be online tickets for the rest of the time, and they have all the the taxes and the fees and all the other stuff that's added on. So it adds another $5 or $10 to the
Awesome.
ticket price. So
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well,
PM
they-
us.
see, they're willing to help.
Yep.
You know, if you're a little tight on money, they're willing to help you.
You know, my thing was, not to interrupt, but I wanted to make this show affordable for everybody.
Right.
It's a great show, and I don't want people to go, man, this is a great show. I want to go, but I can't afford it.
Right.
So we're trying to keep the prices down as much as we can.
Awesome.
Because we know a lot of musicians want to go.
Exactly.
And, you know, a lot of musicians don't have a whole lot of money.
Right, right.
And this is going to be one banger of a show. I'm going to tell you right now.
Dude, it sounds like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
will
be
be
great.
there, so make sure I'm on the list. Okay, now that I threw that in, just kidding, dude. We will be right back in 3 minutes, so it's time for a bathroom break. If you got it, take a puff, a rip, or a sip. And Ty Nguyen will be, the comedian Ty Nguyen from Austin, Texas, will be performing for you in a few minutes. And then we're going to do a quick interview with Ty Nguyen after the performance. So we'll be right back. Don't leave us.
If you're in Austin, Texas, and you're doing film, you need to know about this place. This is a gem. If you're about it, and man, they have the classes for you to, if you don't want to go to film school and you just want to learn piece by piece by piece, you could come here, man, and really spread your wings. Because I've become a better filmmaker just from being here, you know. And it's fun. It's my playground, man.
What would you say to somebody that's sitting out there watching this right now and is thinking about doing a show on public access but just hasn't gotten off the couch to do it? What would you say to them to encourage them to come down here?
Oh, man. It's like I have so many thoughts on this. I'm trying to condense it down to one brilliant line that you can like put on a poster or something like that. Why not?
Why not?
You just have to do it.
Everybody has an audience.
The first step is just showing up, and then learning. And then once you get started, continue to do it, because consistency and discipline equals success. There's no skipping steps. You know, you can have your dreams and everything going on in your head, but if you're not actively making moves to do it, then they're just going to be dreams.
Everybody thinks you need all this stuff before you can actually do something. And here you just, it works. You come in and all the resources are here and it's so easy.
I have a master's in filmmaking. I spent 3 years at UT studying filmmaking, and I mean, that was great, but there were so many aspects of filmmaking and a lot of DIY filmmaking and broadcast specifically that I really learned here.
When I first came here, I could not believe it was not a line out the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are people not tapping into this resource? I mean, it is very valuable. Just like here tonight, you know, we've learned something tonight already. You know, by looking at the multicam, you know, all different things. We have an equipment room, and it inspired you to want to go and create something new.
You have to take that step and just believe in yourself enough to know that there'll be enough resources and people around to help you. And just get out there and do it. It's a lot. Like, I've had people who come in and are so nervous, but then watching them watch their final product is a complete joy.
There's something that you're fascinated by. There's something that makes you tick and is unique. There's no way why you can't use this as a lens to kind of explore that, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons or football or music. It doesn't matter. There's something about you that, you know, you can explore with this and that will actually build your community.
You have to be able to fail in order to get better. You know, there's no possible way unless you try and do something that you can be able to learn from it. That's all it is they give you a space to fail. I know it sounds terrible, but I mean, like, you have an opportunity to create. Go create.
All right. There's Nguyen. Get prepared to laugh. Ta-da!
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here in the Daddy G Show, the Big Daddy G Show. And it's a new year, 2020. I decided to eat healthier. I became a pescatarian, which means that I only eat animals that come from the sea, like hippopotamus. And I just started doing yoga, and a friend of mine invited me to do yoga at a brewery. Don't that sound like the worst idea ever? Like, why would you want to get wasted and then bend over and touch your toe? We all done this pose before, right? The DUI pose. And I'm afraid that I can't control my bowel when I do yoga. I might accidentally fall and oh, did y'all hear that sound? That's the sound of my third eye opening. Who knew your third eye was located in your root chakra? I also turned 32 this year, and I'm not sure if you have parents or Asian parents, but they are knocking on my front door begging me to have kids. Like, they got to the point where they're so desperate that they're trying to hook me up with their friend's daughter back in Vietnam, and they say that they put in a good word for me. They told her, Ty's a very respectable man. He does free public speaking for poor Americans that couldn't afford Netflix subscription. They might as well told her that I do motivational speaking for coma patient. Come on, y'all, stay woke. Quit meditating your life away. Now, I don't want to have a kid yet until I become financially successful, because I read in a book somewhere that to raise a kid in America from a baby to the age of 17-year-old costs $233,000. Do y'all know that? Do y'all also know that for $233,000, I'm willing to never have sex again? I just don't want to have a kid yet until I become a successful stand-up comedian. Because once you have a kid, you pass on your DNA to your kid. And I don't want my kids to have open mic comedian DNA. They'll be prone to dropping out of college and starting a podcast. Like, every comedian I know have a podcast. My friend Bobby Sharron have a podcast. It's called the Cobra Podcast, and y'all should check it out. I'm on several episodes. You hear that voice? That's him right there. In the crowd. And that's it. That's the end of my set. Thank you so much for coming out tonight.
Right.
Sweet, that same exact
You
one.
just showing your shoes.
Used to have those back in the day.
All right, so tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam, but I've been in Austin my whole life, so
Okay.
I consider myself an Austinite.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was here before Mopac had traffic.
Oh, wow. Dude, that's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old were you when you came to Austin?
3.5.
Oh, dude.
So I've been
you're-
here forever.
Yeah, you're a Texan.
I'm
Do
a
you say
Texan.
y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Do you own a pair of boots?
No.
Okay, well, you got to buy a pair of boots, you know. So you're almost there. You're like 99%. You
Yeah.
got to buy a pair of boots because you're in Texas.
If
What
I-
about a truck? You got a truck?
No.
Well, you got to get a truck. But make sure that it's a nice colored truck, you know. Don't get black because it gets hot. Black cars, man, they get hot in the summer in Texas, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, oh yeah, bad.
What if you have
Well, if you have AC, that's cool, but it takes a while to cool the black cars. People that have black cars, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. I've owned black cars before, and in Texas, it just doesn't work out.
I heard it's
So,
the
yeah.
same for black native seats.
For black what?
Native seats, like your car have
Oh
native
yeah,
seats.
yeah, yeah. Dude, you just cook on those things, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, tell us a little bit about you were just performing earlier tonight.
Yes.
And where were you performing?
I was at a bar called Fox Tango Whiskey Foxtrot, something like that. It's on West 6th Street.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Chad Fisher, he hosts the show. It's a fun show.
Awesome. And so, what other venues have you been doing lately? I mean, we had you on the show a while back.
Yes.
And what have you been doing since then? Like, are you all in? You know, completely doing stand up?
Yes, I'm all in
Awesome, dude.
completely.
Awesome. And at what age did you decide you want to do comedy?
I think when I was 26, I would say, or 27, I was working at AT&T, a boring job.
Yeah.
And I felt like I tried something and then I would quit. I was never like stable on something.
Yeah.
So I just told myself, man, I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. I'm gonna never go and quit, no matter what.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just want
Awesome.
to something solid in my life.
Awesome, dude. Well, you're great, you know, and
Thank
you're
you.
doing great, and you're doing shows.
Mhm.
And, dude, that's every show you do, man, that feeds you, you know.
Yeah, that's
And,
true.
You know, 333, every show you do feeds you. And like we do the show, we like to entertain, just like you, and just like you, and just like you. We like to entertain people. And we want to get you to forget your problems, in this case, for an hour, a little bit longer now, but, you know, but that's what we do. We entertain. And there's just something about having people, you know, I don't know, laugh. You know, when people laugh, you know, you're standing there and it just, I don't know, to me, it makes you feel good because you're
Mhm.
making them forget. Even if it's for just a few seconds, you made them forget all their problems for just those few seconds. Here's a thing that I read the other day that said that kids laugh or smile 300 times a day. Adults smile 12 times a day on average.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a stark contrast. Yeah.
So, dude, be more childlike. Yeah, dude, I'm serious. Be more childlike, and go out and listen to some comedians. And sometimes you guys do open mics, and there's no charge, right, to get in.
Yeah, that's
so
true,
you know,
yeah.
and you know, of course, you want to buy a drink or something like that if you're at a bar or something like that to help, you know, continue that. But if you don't have it, then you don't have it. But at least go out, you know, and enjoy some comedy. You know, what kind of advice would you give somebody? How long have you been doing comedy now?
4 years and a half.
What advice would you give somebody who wants to do stand-up, but just hasn't quite, you know,
Gotten on stage yet?
gotten on stage yet? What kind of advice would you give them? What can they do? What can they not do?
My advice for you is your first time, just try and tell like a story, because if you try to remember a bunch of jokes, most likely gonna happen. You'll be so nervous that you won't remember any of it.
Okay.
So tell a story that you tell at like family party and gathering and people laugh. So based on that, you know, you'll get a feel for what being on stage feel like. Cause you trying to like write a bunch of one-liner, most likely you're not gonna remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like what Tony was saying, that if you see a reaction, then use that one. That really does work in comedy, doing stand-up.
That's true.
If you get a reaction, then that's the one you go with. If you don't get a reaction, then you go to the next one and see if you get a reaction.
That's correct.
You take them on the road, is what Rodney Dangerfield used to say. You got to take them on the road and test them out, you know?
That's true.
I'm telling you, it's rough all over. but well, dude, I'm so glad you came to spend time with us.
Thanks for having me.
And you know, I know we cut you a little short because we had two guests, and I told Tyrone, I said, dude, we need to get a comedian in here so that we can kind of, you know, end the show with a nice little laughter. And you guys want to plug the show one more time?
Yeah. It's the Cobra Cast Birthday Bash Slamboree, January 25th. Saturday night.
In 2020, year 2020. And where are you going to be performing next?
Performing next at House on Milner tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, at 8 p.m.
And what time?
8 p.m.
At 8 p.m.
So come check that out.
And that's here in Austin?
Yeah.
And tell us the name again.
Halcyon.
Halcyon.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what street that's on?
Yes, it's in the Milner district where like Animal Draft House is. So people know that area. It's pretty popular.
Well,
and
I'm sorry.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I wish I got a dress memo when I came here. I would wear black.
Look good. What are you talking about? Your corner around there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well,
We
y'all
all
look
matching.
respectable, so you know.
You looked that nice when you came to my house, but that's all right.
All right, well, kids, that's our show for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. We were gone for 3 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, but we're glad to be back, and we're glad you're back. So thank you, everybody here that came tonight to share your stories and your thoughts, and especially your advice. You know, because like I said, we try to help people that are trying to do the same thing you're doing. Get their foot in the door, you know, and make it right. So, and not make mistakes. Everybody say goodbye, and we will see you next week. Ta-da.
Peace.
Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.
Here's your daddy.